everyone, Jim here for Mystery and Mayhem. I've noticed a little Edgar Rice Burroughs love on BookTube for the last couple of days, so I thought I'd give you a bit of a treat and show you my Edgar Rice Burroughs Ace paperback collection. Let's start with the small Ace paperback editions. This is Tarzan and the Jewels of Opar with a Frank Frazetta cover. I've got a few Tarzans, not all of them, but I've got a few of them, and they're beautiful paperbacks. This is the Jungle Tales of Tarzan, again with the Frank Frazetta cover. Now these Ace paperbacks came with drawings on the inside title page by the cover artist, and there's an awesome picture of Tarzan on Tantor the elephant. Beautiful little pen and ink drawings on the inside of these. Next is Tarzan and the Lost Empire. Now for this one, for some reason, it's one of my favorite covers, and I know, if I remember correctly, it wasn't one of Frazetta's favorites, but to me it just speaks to the epic brilliance and adventure of the Tarzan stories. It's just amazing cover, and that's one of my favorites. And again, I'll try to show you. I won't show you all these, but there's the inside drawing, pen and ink drawing, which were just brilliant. The next is Tarzan and the City of Gold. I'll try to not get the glare on the cover. That's not the best. It's Frazetta again, but that's not the best cover. Tarzan, the figure looks a little off in this, but the colors are brilliant and so well done. The next one is Tarzan Triumphant. This copy's a little rough, but I'm just happy to have it, and that's a Roy G. Krenkel cover, who I love his work, and he was an inspiration to Frank Frazetta. He said that Krenkel was a huge influence on his own work and helped him immensely, especially in his pen and ink drawings. I'll show you that. That's a Roy G. Krenkel. He was a master of pen and ink. Just beautiful work. Now, that's it for my Ace, my small Ace Tarzan paperbacks. Now I'm going to get into a few others. This is the number one in the Land That Time, the Castback series called The Land That Time Forgot. Look at that beautiful cover. I do believe that's Krenkel again. Very colorful and beautiful. And that's number one in the Castback series, which was a volcanic island that was encased by huge crags, and there was dinosaurs and caveman and stuff within the island. Here's number two in the series, The People That Time Forgot. You might remember the movie from way back in the 70s, the Land That Time Forgot, and I think they made a sequel to that too. It wasn't the greatest movie, but it was kitschy and campy, and I enjoyed it. But that's the second one in the series. Here's a third one in the series called Out of Time's Abyss. And I think the creature on the cover was called a Wiru, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's been a while since I read these, but I'm pretty sure they were called Wirus. And the name of the island was called Caprona, but the landmass was called Caspak or something like that. I'm going to have to reread these. I have to really do a deep dive and a reread again into my Edgar Rice Burroughs novels. It's been a while. The next one is A Land of Hidden Men with a beautiful Roy Krenkel cover. Next, now we get into the Venus series. This is an early Frazetta cover, Lost on Venus. Kind of similar to the John Carter of Mars series, but not quite. Different hero, Carson Napier. And he was a little bit of a different type of character than John Carter was. But same kind of idea as him being, he ended up on Venus on a rocket ship, I do believe. Beautiful cover there. And here is a Frazetta cover, The Lost Continent. Beautiful cover. I'll show you the inside of that one. Beautiful Frazetta pen and ink drawing. Just lovely. The next one is the Cave Girl with the Roy Crinkle cover. And again, beautiful pen and ink drawing from him. Double copy of the Cave Girl. I got doubles of a few of these. Beyond the Farthest Star, one of his more pure science fiction stories that Burroughs did. Very good story. And again, a double of that one. Beautiful. I love this. The Mad King. That was like the second story he ever wrote. I think he wrote Under the Moons of Mars, and then he wrote The Mad King, but he had trouble selling this story. But I think he ended up selling it after he'd made a name for himself, if I remember correctly. I have to reread the info on that one. But look at that beautiful Frank Frazetta cover. I mean, that's just awesome. What a beautiful book that is. I'm so happy to have it. And The Monster Men. Kind of like an Island of Dr. Moreau kind of story. And The Moon Maid. That's, he had a Moon series. Now we've got some of the Pellucidar series, At the Earth's Core, with a Roy Crinkle cover. Pellucidar with this beautiful cover. And these are still the short paperbacks. These are the small paperbacks. Back to the Stone Age. Canar of Pellucidar. A mammoth there. What an awesome cover that is. The Land of Terror. Look at those dinosaurs just coming out of the mist. What an awesome cover that is. And there's the pen and ink, a saber-tooth attacking a mammoth. Beautiful. Just beautiful. So happy to have these. Now I've got doubles of this one as well. This is Savage Pellucidar. And that's such an iconic cover. That's probably one of my favorite covers that Frazetta's ever done. Just beautiful. So those are it for my short paperbacks. Now we'll get into the regular mass market paperback sizes. There's a Boris cover, I Am a Barbarian. And these are still from Ace. These are all Ace paperbacks. The Eternal Savage. The Cave Girl. Again, that awesome cover. Beautiful book. The Mucker. Well, it's just a beautifully done Frazetta. And there's like the back cover shows it more complete. Just the colors in that are amazing. And Return of the Mucker, which is kind of a Western, kind of a soldier of fortune kind of character. He did a bit of everything, the Mucker. The Lost Continent again, in the larger paperback size. The Outlaw of Torn. Now that I think of it, it wasn't the Mad King that was the second story. I think it was the Outlaw of Torn that was actually his second story. Yeah, my mistake. It was the Outlaw of Torn, I'm pretty sure, was the second story he wrote after Under the Moons of Mars, A Princess of Mars, and that's the one he had trouble selling, but he finally got around to selling it as a book. Just iconic cover there. Look at that, beautiful. So yes, I was incorrect about that. I'm incorrect often. And this is Beyond the Farthest Star. Beautiful cover, The Moon Maid. Look at that. And this is one that has a complete, like a little detailed one on the back cover. Beautiful paperbacks. The Moon Men. which is a sequel to The Moon Maid. This is one you don't see too often, and it's one of his like more set in the real world kind of stories, The Efficiency Expert, which was kind of like just a thriller adventure, not in any jungles or on another planet, just in the city of Chicago, I think. I think it was set in Chicago's underworld, a novel of the Chicago's underworld. Not what it was really known for, but... And here's another copy of The Land That Time Forgot, in a later Ace paperback edition. The People That Time Forgot, with another Frazetta cover. The Rider. That's almost a precursor to his Death Dealer painting. And he did this one before that, from what I understand. But it's got the same kind of feel to it. Like, that's awesome. I love that cover. This is The Oakdale Affair with that big bear. That's a famous painting of his too, Frazetta. Escape on Venus. A little thicker than most, but it's got the detailed back cover too, the complete back cover. Lost on Venus. The Wizard of Venus. That's a Roy Krenkel cover. And I think they still had, I think by this time they'd gotten rid of the pen and ink drawings inside. Carson of Venus. And here's a movie edition. Speaking of the movie I mentioned earlier, The Land That Time Forgot, there's the movie edition with the movie poster from The Land That Time Forgot. I don't think the movie lived up to the promise of that cover, though. Now, just a few more. I've got more from the Pellucidar series, the larger paperbacks. That's At the Earth's Core, the first in the Pellucidar series. That's the Mahar right there, which were the villains of the piece. And this one's just called Pellucidar. Beautiful cover, and again it's got the, well, now the barcode's covering it up, which is a shame. Back to the Stone Age with that just epic cover on that one. And we've got Tanar of Pellucidar, looking very Tarzan-like. Now, this is probably, well, I'd have to say this is probably one of my favorite novels of all time, Tarzan at the Earth's Core. And when I show my Tarzan novels, I'll show you different copies of this. But yeah, that's pretty much just an amazing novel. You know, it's, and Edgar Rice Burroughs was doing crossovers long before anybody knew what a crossover was, you know. And he had Tarzan crossed over with the Pellucidar series, and it was just an exciting, amazing novel. And look at that cover, just awesome. And I love that. You know, I mean, I've got a few favorite novels, and you know, I waffle back and forth on what's what, but that's in my top. That's in, you know, my top 5, but I'd have to say probably my favorite. So, worth the read. And this is The Land of Terror, which is still part of the Pellucidar series. Savage Pellucidar. And even though it's not a Burroughs novel, there was another Pellucidar novel that was written by John Eric Holmes called Mahars of Pellucidar with this wonderful Boris cover. So I just thought I'd show that to everyone as a kind of a bonus, even though it's not written by Burroughs. And it's a good novel, and it was like an official sequel, you know. So yeah, that's it. I mean, what am I at? 14 minutes already. I just wanted to show them to you real quick as kind of a treat, and I hope you enjoyed those. I'll show more later on down the road. I've got all kinds of Tarzans up here and some John Carter. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. You take care, and I'll talk to you soon.